Well, I thought I would do something a little funny because I know I have abandoned you all a little bit. So I thought I would talk about, the funniest things that have ever been said to me as a cochlear implant user. Hello, everyone. This is Lisa, and this is Hearing Loss Pathfinder, and welcome. One of the funny things that happened to me, and I'll throw in some serious things. One time I was in the grocery store it was in Phoenix. So this was in where was it? Anyway, it was a grocery store. And this gal came up to me and pointing at my processor, she said, "What is that?" So I thought, uh-oh, am I in trouble here or what? So I said, "Oh, that is a cochlear implant." So she said, "Wait here, don't move." So she went to go get somebody. And I stood there waiting for her. She came back with somebody. She said, "This is my friend, and she can't hear a thing, and I want her to get some help." So I spoke up loudly, and she heard me a little bit better. And I explained that what I had on was a cochlear implant, and I explained to her how to go through the process if she was interested. And but she had to go through a clinic to be evaluated for a cochlear implant. And I told her the steps. So these two were very happy to have bumped into me. They got plenty of information. but but then I got behind on my schedule. But I'm glad I did, because then, this person would be able to request a cochlear implant evaluation and see if she qualified for an implant. And hopefully she did. Hopefully the story ended very well. Another story was I was at work. I went for an interview. I went for an interview at a business type job, and it was really hard at that time to find a job in the Phoenix area. So I said, "What the heck?" I'll just go over there and see what it's all about. So we were doing the interview and talking about the company and all this stuff and my skills. And then the guy got really serious, and he was looking at the side of my head. He said, "I'm sorry, but I find it very insulting for someone to be in the middle of an interview and be listening to something else." I was like, "Huh?" I said, "Oh, you're referring to my processors." He said, "Yes." I said, "No, sir. No, no, no. I'm hearing impaired and I have cochlear implants." So he was pretty embarrassed, but it took me a few seconds. And I didn't care telling him. If he didn't want somebody hearing impaired, then he needed to tell me right then and there. That's my position. So I'm up front, and I want the person who's interviewing me to be up front. But I thought, what is going on with this person? And then it was like, oh, my processor. So then we talked a little bit about my hearing impairment, and he said, "Oh, that's very cool. The technology is," so he wasn't bothered by it. But he was embarrassed for pouncing on me. But anyway, I would like to know what kind of weird things have been told to you about your processor or your cochlear implant, because some of the things they tell us are pretty funny. But I can tell you a serious story about I was in Phoenix going to the same grocery store, and all of a sudden this person jumps on me in the parking lot, throws me down. I thought, oh my God, this is the end. They're going to rob me or whatever. So I kind of scraped my face a little bit. And so I stayed really still. And the woman said, "No, no." She said, I jumped on you because this car was backing out. You didn't even see him, and he didn't see you. He didn't look back even once, and he almost hit you, almost. So that's why I jumped on you. But I'm so sorry. So she got up and helped me up, and and she said, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I'm deaf. I don't hear everything. I have cochlear implants, but I don't hear everything in my environment. So I'm glad you jumped on me, actually." But yeah, this guy really needed to look behind him when he pulls out of a parking spot. Safeway is the name of the grocery store I always used. So that's where I was going. I was going into Safeway. So, yeah. So this is important to talk about, you know, what do you say when people say weird things to you? First of all, it's none of their business. So you need to know that. If somebody asks you, you can perfectly say, well, that is personal. I am hearing impaired, and you can say whatever you need to say, but your medical conditions are private. So if somebody comes up to you, you don't feel comfortable, you can say, no, I'm sorry, this is confidential, this is private, it's my medical condition, and that's it. So you really don't have to splurt out or spit out, your life story about your hearing loss. However, if you feel comfortable enough, to be a type of ambassador, then go ahead, talk about your cochlear implant and talk about your journey, talk about the process, and see how the person reacts. That first experience when I was in Safeway and the gal wanted to know what this was, and I told her, and so then I was able to share it with someone who was completely lost, completely deaf, and in my sharing, she had another pathway to be able to get back to hearing. And that's really important. Do I feel like an ambassador? Can I be an ambassador? Absolutely. That's why I have this channel. So, and funny things can happen, but also serious things can happen. Once I was going to an appointment and I tripped on the sidewalk and one of my processors went flying. I didn't know where it went. I was on the ground, and I was trying to get back up again, and I was a little scraped up. And 4 people came to my aid, to help me get up. And then I told them I dropped my hearing aid. I didn't want to say cochlear implant because they wouldn't know what that is. That my hearing aid came off. I don't know where it was. So they were helping me look for it, and I looked at my watch, and it was like, oh my gosh. I knew I was going to be late. So I said, well, I'll come back, and look for it when I get out of the appointment. So I got up and I rushed over to my appointment. And so I told the doctor, no, I fell, I scraped myself. She was concerned and asking me if I was okay. I said, yeah, I just lost one of my processors. And she said, oh my goodness, where did you lose it? So now we talked about, things that I needed to do to find it. I couldn't find it. So I went home really, really concerned because those are expensive, as we know. And I put my purse down, and lo and behold, attached to it was my processor. So, so it's just those crazy things that happen to us. But there was 4 people who came running to help me. I don't know what kind of face I had on me, but they were concerned, and they came running to help me, which is good. Yeah, that's very nice. and I was in a special kind of neighborhood. So, but it's those kind of things that you don't know what's going to happen when people come to help you. Is it help or is it something else? So most of I've never been robbed. I've always been helped, and that's good. Um, but I had to laugh at myself, and I called the doctor. I told her, my processor has a magnet on it, and the magnet stuck to my purse, so so it was right there the whole time. So so you might want to get a purse with something metallic on it. But anyway, I'm glad I didn't lose it. Um, sorry, bug. So, it's good to make a list of fun stories you've been through, stories you'd like to go through, things you want to avoid. So, um, but, think about it. If you want to be an ambassador, see if you can construct a little script for yourself on how you're going to answer, whether it's, someone at work or someone at the grocery store, someone at home, you know. So think of a script that you would like to share with others, not too long, not too short, so that they understand, another option for hearing loss. Just another option for hearing loss. And that's what cochlear implants are. Yes, you have to go through surgery. Yes, you have to follow up on therapy. However, it gives you an opportunity, a second opportunity in life to be able to hear and to be able to be engaging with others because you can hear. So just wanted to share that. I think the stories I will always treasure. I'll always remember. Some of them are worse than others, but I came out just fine. So hooray for cochlear implants. And do be careful in parking lots. And watch, if cars are coming out, to walk in the middle of the parking lot and to make sure you have time to move away from cars that are not looking behind them. All right. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.